It's Brawl in the Family. We're talking RWBY, Chapter 3. Now, this episode, Ruby's so dumb. I love Ruby. Ruby's so funny. Um, we get to meet Wes's sister, Winter, and Winter looks just like Wes. I mean, Wes goes up to her sister. She's happy that she's here, and Winter is really, the take things seriously type of gal. But of course, she wants to know how her sister's doing. She says, how are you doing? And then Wes is like, well, I passed this, I passed that, I'm good at this. And then Winter just knocks her upside the head and says, no, I'm saying, how are you doing? Like, have you made friends? Like, yada, yada, yada. And Wes is with Ruby, of course. And she says, yeah, I have this friend, Ruby. And it's funny. I love that part when Wes, basically, she has a bump on her head. And Ruby's like, oh, hey. And Ruby just, like, puts her bump right back into her head. That was hilarious. So, not only that, but we get to meet Crow, and then Crow talks shit to Winter. Well, first of all, he pushes Wes out of the way. He's like, no, I ain't talking to you. I'm talking to you. And he fights Winter. Now, this fight reminded me so much of Final Fantasy Advent Children for some reason. It reminded me so much of it. Probably because of his weapon and just the overall style and how they come about with the action. And it was good. It was really good. However, sometimes I feel like when I'm watching them fighting, it feels like the animation is not as good because it feels like somebody just kind of really drew something like emotion, and it just looks kind of wonky and like kind of funny. You kind of feel like you're definitely taken out of it because you feel like, yeah, I'm watching an animation type thing, and it's not that well put together in some of the scenes, but most of it's really good. So Winter and Crow have this big battle. It's great. They end it, and you have the headmaster. You had everybody come out and say, everybody go back to your seats. Go watch the other fights. There's popcorn. Go get some popcorn. And we find out Crow is basically giving them intel. He knows that there's bad people inside of the facility. He's saying the enemy is here. We can't rely on these big guns, these ships. We need to find these people. And the people he's, of course, referring to is I forget their names. One, the long hair, black-haired chick, and then you had the other chick with the blue hair. And yeah, those people who, they're baddies. They're the ones in a tournament and stuff. And we find out that their leader is basically, she's calling the shots. She's making these matchups for the tournament. So she has a game plan going forward. So that's going to be an interesting one as we move forward. So this episode, definitely the humor was great. Love the interaction between Ruby and Crow because we find out that Crow is Ruby's uncle. I love how Ruby's like, oh, that's my Uncle Crow, beat her ass. After, getting introduced to Winter and really, and Wes is like, oh, bitch, are you, what? Didn't you just like say, hey, nice to meet you? Now you're saying go beat her ass? You know what? Bye, Felicia. So absolutely pretty funny on that. And then of course when Ruby was like hanging on his arm, was like, hey kiddo, now get off. I like Crow, but I have a feeling he's gonna die. I have a feeling they made this character just so he can have this sad moment and he could die. So I'm gonna call it. I'm gonna say Crow is gonna die some point in the series. But I like Crow. I think he's a very interesting character. Of course he has that cape just like Ruby. So overall, good episode, very good episode, great action. They definitely deliver on the action. They definitely deliver what people fans want, and interesting characters once again. So that's about it. So I would really appreciate it if you just hit that, just tap it, just the tip, just tap it. Hit that subscribe button, like the video, comment if you would like, and let me know your guys' thoughts on So Far RWBY. I think it's once again another entertaining kind of series. So. I'm Dan American in the Sun. Check out my DBZ podcast with Hero Stone Media. Also, my Walking Dead podcast with Mike, Walking Dead Mike. So, thank you guys for listening to Dan American in the Sun. I'm out.